Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to turn that one off. We have got a crazy day going on. Let's see. Daughter's at school. This guy's right here. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I do.
Yeah, you good?
Pretty good.
Cheese. Let's see. I have to clean myself up. I need a shave, a shower. This young man needs to get cleaned up. And let's see. I've got some news for you today. And I've got to get just comfortable talking on this silly thing so I can share with you guys what's going on in my life. Bright light. Hold on. Hey, dude. Come on.
Okay.
So, oops. I'm going to set him up. I'm going to get him rolling. And I'm going to see if we can't back off a little bit there. I'm going to see if we can't get rolling on the day. But first, shower. And this dude needs clothes. Absolutely. All right. I'll see you guys in just a second. Oh, that's probably a little... I don't know why I'm doing this in here. This is a mess, and this is probably... Don't tell my wife. Don't tell Mary. But I shouldn't be filming in here as nasty as it is, right? I watched a video a few days ago, probably almost a week ago now. I'm a big fan of Off the Ranch. That's originally actually how I found Matt. I started with his Off the Ranch channel, and he's got two other channels that he runs. Demolition Ranch, which I think was his first channel, was the most popular, and Vet Ranch, which he's actually a veterinarian. So he's got one where he does all kinds of cool stuff with animals. He's got Demolition Ranch, which is all kind of cool stuff with guns. And then he's got Off the Ranch, which is really just kind of a look into his life, and you get to see his wife and his kids, and you know, just him doing things in his life. And I think it's fantastic, and he's a really good vlogger. I happen to look up to him. I am trying to push myself and learn as fast as I can. And he said a few things in this video that I watched the other couple weeks, or a week ago, excuse me, that really hit for me, because it was things that I was actually already doing. I'm watching his channel. I do a lot of fishing on this channel. So I watch Lunkers TV, and I watch Lake Fort Guy, and Alex Perrick, and let's see, John B, right? I watch all their channels to kind of get inspiration and see what they're doing and what's working for them, because they have a lot of followers and they're very successful. Matt is the same thing, only I kind of started realizing on this vlog channel, he's got like 1.5 million subscribers, and he's very charismatic. He's just a cool cat, right? But he talks in this video, sorry, long story short, he talks in this video about that's kind of who he is, and he's always thought he's different. And he was working on the chicken coop in this video, and he says, you know, I've always thought I was different from somebody else. And he said, you know, I'm watching these YouTube videos, and he said it was when he was starting out, and he couldn't realize, you know, why he only had so many subscribers and they had so many. He went, oh, because they're funny, or it's because they're really good at editing. And he's challenged himself and changed himself over time, just a little bit at a time, to make himself better, right? It's kind of weird how all of this stuff kind of comes together in life sometimes for you. So literally, the same week, I get a text message from my mother, and she says, hey, I'm sending you a book. It's a really good book. I think you ought to read it. I thought about you when I read it. I think it was an ebook that she was listening to, and it's called Make Your Bed. It's by Admiral William H. McRaven. And it's talking about little things that can change your life and maybe the world. And it's the exact same thing that Matt was talking about in this video. Really blew my mind how all this stuff's coming together.
Wait, duck.
Come here. What?
A duck.
What?
Duck.
Duck? We're at this age to where we're almost fully putting together words and sentences. And, hey, come here. We're both presentable now, by the way.
Oh.
Come here, say hi. Hurry up, hurry up.
Okay.
Hey, look. You gotta look. Say hi.
Hi.
So, At any rate, and as soon as I got it, I opened it up and I blazed through the first 2 chapters. And it talks about little changes in your life and little changes that you can make. And in this book, he's specifically talking about making your bed. And in the military, I know that that's a big thing, and it's something that they grade them on very hard. I mean, it's the corners are folded, everything's tucked in nice and tight. You have to bounce a quarter off of it. It's just an incredible thing, but it shows your attention to details. And also, no matter what kind of day you had, you're always going to come back to a bed that is made. And that's really it kind of ties, it's the first thing you do. It's something that gives you a win right out of bed to start your day. And then even no matter what kind of day you had, no matter how horrible it is, you come back to this win. So that you kind of end on that positive note too. I guess it's the only one of the things I can do. I've been horrible about making my bed. Absolutely horrible about it. So, it's just that one little change you need to make. And so, ouch. I thought I would start today off with you by making one of those little changes. So I want to make my bed real quick. Hopefully I can fast forward this video. Hey, say hi to these guys. Your iPad? Another young man growing up in the world of iPad. Probably no comments about being a horrible parent. I'm not going to let him watch it all day. I just needed to get a shower and get cleaned up and get him cleaned up and presentable. And this buys me just a little bit of time, and he gets to watch Thomas. Thomas? Okay. I'm going to make my bed, and we're going to get rolling on this day real quick. Make your bed. Thanks, Mom. I actually highly recommend it. It's a very easy read, and if you're looking to change your life even just a little bit, maybe one of those things where you pick it up and do like I'm going to start doing, just read a little bit every day. On to making the bed. Okay, got that rolling. Win number 1, actually win number 2, and stick with me. This will start to make sense in a minute. Got 2 cool things that I want to share for you in this video. I'm going to time warp you here. I've got to pay some bills real quick. Hopefully it'll be win number 3, but you guys don't need to hang around for the boring stuff. All right, a couple seconds, we'll be right back. All right. I'm going to try to add another quick win. I think that as I sit down and really look at my life, and I'm sure we all suffer from this problem, and one of the things as I'm getting older is I'm realizing that we are very different, but we're all not that different sometimes. And for myself, I realize that if I notice something, I need to stop and take care of it right then, because if I don't, it'll just be one of those things that sits and nags at me. Like I'll just keep seeing it and seeing it and seeing it, and I'll never have the time to do it. So when I notice something that needs to be done, I just need to do it. And if I can make that small little change, that one little thing, hopefully it's a little bit better than the day before yesterday. And then, like Matt was saying in his video, pretty soon in a week, you'll notice it. And then in 2 weeks or a month, people close to you will notice it. And then into a year, everybody's going to notice it. And it's just this ongoing cycle. So that's the thing I've got to try to get good at. Here's that little thing right now. I have, and hang on, this is going to get bright, wood on the outside of our house. So we have this great little neighborhood. Actually, one of the few that actually have driveways in the back, and we're nice and close and comfortable. But we have wood. They didn't put grass in the back. They didn't really care. It's the backyard. We'll let you guys figure it out. And you can see some people have planted some things. I have some neighbors that have actually put grass in, and they're the smart ones. I have not. And what ends up happening with this wood is this wood gets kicked out all over the driveway. And then I hope this is adjusting correctly. And then I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. I didn't coat my garage floor, but it's wood all the way up here. And you can see all that wood in there. And it's in there, and all this wood eventually finds its way into the house. It's really bad when I try to change the oil in the truck and the rest of it, because if I lay down on there, I get splinters in my back. It's very frustrating. But the win that I'm going for right now is I want to clean up the garage so I can limit some of the crap that comes into the house. So let's give that a shot, shall we? All right, well, it doesn't look like much, but that's actually a lot of dirt just for this small little area, and I haven't even got out there yet. So I'm going to take care of this stuff, and we're going to get on to the day. And what I want to talk to you about is right back there on that big brown box. Hang on one second, we'll get right to it. So here I am having to refilm everything because the audio from this new GoPro that I'm using, this Hero 5, I'm getting used to it with the handheld that I used, and it actually really, I mean, all you heard was me manhandling the camera. It was crazy. So the 16-minute video I shot of me talking about my new free kayak, I have to reshoot. So at any rate, I've got this free kayak. I've always wanted well, okay, so let me start at the beginning. I bought a Tamarack, 10-foot Tamarack, and I used it. I kind of bought it at a whim at Walmart. It was $240 or $250 at Walmart. I really wanted something to get out on the water with. I just started fishing again, and bank fishing was, at least at the spot that I'm at in the Tualatin River, was killing me, but there was tons of areas around it, and I just couldn't get to it because I couldn't get in the water. So the wife okayed it. I picked it up, 240 bucks. I brought it home, and then I started realizing the first time I took it out on the water, I bought a kayak with a weight limit of 275 pounds, and I weigh 260 pounds. So I didn't have much in the way for, what do I want to say here, gear or any of the rest of it. And I think once you start reaching the weight limit of certain boats, you end up, the boats become just generally more unstable. So I wanted to get a better kayak, and the Advanced Anglers 120 at Cabela's caught my eye. It was huge. It was 12 feet long. It had plenty of room on it. It was super stable. It was big. It was wide. It was everything that this other kayak wasn't. And it was truly set up for fishing. So I'm cruising through Cabela's one day, and I see the guy talking, or the guy at the clearance cave, and I see one of these on the ground, and I asked him, I said, is that part of their bargain cave? Is that part of a clearance? And he goes, yeah. And I go, well, how much is it? Because they're normally $1,000. When they're on sale, they're 800 bucks. And he goes, it's 500 bucks. And I go, I'll take it. And he said, you don't want it. And I went, show me. And so we go over there, and there's this hole in the side of it. I guess during shipment, it got bumped or dropped or something, and it knocked a big hole in it. It obviously got hit pretty hard. So I look it over. Coincidentally, I had $500 in gift cards in my pocket from my insurance, my health insurance. When I go online and I do challenges with my health insurance, I get roughly, I don't know, I got a bunch of gift cards from it, and I've been collecting them over 2 years' time, and I've got $500. So here I go, and I'm looking at this thing, and can I fix it? And there's no other cracks. There's nothing else wrong with it. Here it is. There's absolutely nothing else wrong with it, except for this piece was missing at the time. Excuse me. This piece right here was missing at the time, and there was this big hole in it. I later, after I purchased it, realized that this piece was actually inside the kayak, and my wife actually helped me fish it out. Once I had that, I had all the pieces I needed to do, and then I became a plastic welding expert. Thank you, YouTube. So I watched some YouTube videos for I don't know what day. You know, here I am kind of doubting myself at the time, going, you know, did I waste my $500 in gift cards or not? That were free to me, but did I waste these gift cards for this thing? And am I really going to be able to fix this? And I really didn't want to take it anywhere, because at that point I'm spending money to get it fixed, and that wasn't the whole purpose of the whole deal. So I become a welding expert, a plastic welding expert. This is high density polyethylene, HDPE, and coincidentally, you can go and get this stuff anywhere. I just went and bought a bucket, that orange thing over there on the ground, from Home Depot, which is high density polyethylene. I cut the top rim off of it, which gave me a rod, and I started to plastic weld. When I took this apart, I realized that the cracks actually started back here, rolled all the way through here, and all the way down here, and it also had some cracks in here. I had to take the seat and the floor and all of that stuff out of it. So this was gone, these both were gone, and this was gone. And I took it all out of it, and then I got to see all the damage for what it was. And I started welding, and I started blending and plastic welding, and you can see my welds. Obviously that's the orange from the bucket. But you can see my welds didn't turn out too bad, and it's really put together. I've sat on it on cement after I fixed it, bounced up and down, wiggled back and forth. Obviously the cement's not going to give like water is. It held up just fine, so I'm not worried about it. And so now here it is, my beautiful Advanced Anglers 120 that I got for free. And what I really love about this kayak is that it's truly set up for fishing. This center box, which is, I guess, a quasi-dry box, is actually meant to hold a battery, a small battery. It's got wires out from the bottom. You can mount the transducer on top or on these rails, and or not the transducer, the display on top or on these rails. And the transducer actually, if I can get this thing out of here, this transducer actually mounts on the transducer actually mounts on the bottom of the box right here, and that goes all the way through. That goes all the way through to the bottom. That's the cardboard that this is sitting on. So it goes all the way through, and it's actually got it nice and tucked up. The bottom of the box only comes down to like right there. So you've got a couple of inches before it's got some protection essentially. Transducer will be there. It'll still be in water, but it'll be protected and tucked up kind of in the kayak. It's very well thought out, and I like the fact that it's got the little rubber seal here. Excuse me, this is kind of tough. The little rubber seal right here to seal up your wires and try to keep the battery box dry. There's all kinds of reviews. I think there's like 5 or 6 different reviews on the web, on YouTube, on this particular boat. Kayak. I am just kind of in love with this thing, and I don't know why. Well, for price, I think, to be honest with you, because I'm not going to spend, probably lighting is bad. I'm not going to spend $3,000 on a Hobie. For $3,000 I can buy a Gator bass tracker aluminum boat, a 16-foot aluminum boat with a trailer, and go from there. But for now, I think for the next few years, or at least until I get to a point to where I can afford to get a little boat, this is going to get me out on the water, and I still have the other one up there to take my wife out on the water with, or a friend, or whatever the case might be. These rails, I'm super stoked about these rails because they have gear like this. This is they call it a panfish pole, but it's a pole essentially that mounts on these rails on this gear track, like so, and it will hold, excuse me, like so, and it'll hold my GoPro, so I can actually film. It's got tons of storage under the seat. This back pocket back here will hold like 2 3600 boxes. In each side over here, it'll hold 3600 boxes. I'm stoked. I'm absolutely stoked. There were no other marks, scratches, buffs, or anything else anywhere else on the kayak. It was just that one area. So essentially, I got this kayak for free. And then I went and spent $80 to buy a plastic welder, which I now have, and learned how to weld plastic and welded it all up. So if anything ever happens, I guess I'll be okay. But I love this thing. I'm super stoked on it, and there could be another video here shortly when I start to set this thing up as it starts to warm up, as spring's almost here and I start to take it out fishing. But I'd really love to have something that would give me, I'm really considering putting some type of a small fish finder on it, because I'd love to have water temperature and kind of know what's below me. But I know that you're only going to get a 10-foot cone and 30 feet of water with most of those, so it's not really going to give me a whole lot of information other than that. But I'd also like to get off the river and actually go to a lake as well. So anyway, I've got goals this year for the channel and for me making some videos, and I really want this bad boy, this beast right here, to be a part of it. So there it is. That's my excitement, that Advanced Anglers 120. I am really stoked on this thing, and one of the reasons is because I pretty much got it for free. So there you have it. Okay. It's getting to be towards the end of the day, and I want to finish this piece. So part of this extra step or doing something you normally wouldn't do, or that one thing to make yourself a little better, is Matt asked for an intro for his channel, Off the Ranch. I normally wouldn't reply to that. I mean, the guy's got like 1.6 million subscribers. I'm sure that a bunch of those people, or a bunch of those subscribers, all those other fans like myself, have probably submitted some really awesome things, and I keep telling myself mentally that, oh, you know, yours isn't going to be that good, you shouldn't submit it. But part of that little bit of mentality and that forcing yourself to change, and I think he just did a video today about his daughter being afraid to take risks. And his daughter's now starting to do that and learning that she can do those things for herself. So I forced myself to make an intro for him, a little 8-second intro, and I did 2 versions, and I'll play them both for you right here. But forcing myself to do something like that I normally wouldn't do, or I'd normally mentally talk myself out of, and say, what the heck? I mean, maybe my intro is exactly what he's looking for. Maybe it's not. It's a lot like my intro. I just honestly modified it a little bit for him. But, you know, if he likes it and he goes with it, I'll change my intro to the channel. It's not a big deal to me. And I just think it would be cool that I got to contribute somehow, some way to his channel. So, at any rate, I'm going to wrap up the day. I got a free kayak, and I'm starting to really like this personal change, just that one little bit, that little bit of extra effort, or that one little thing that you would do differently to try to make yourself better. And as you continue to build, pretty soon, a week from now, or a month from now, or a year from now, people are going to look at me that know me and go, wow, man, you've really changed. Just that little bit every day. So that's what I'm after. Guys, I hope you have a good day. Remember to share your passion. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.